Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and somebody sent me an email. They have a 12-inch box that they want 4-inch holes distributed equally into the box. Well, there's two trains of thought as far as I'm concerned on that. What is distributed equally? So let's do it two different ways. Let's draw a 12-inch box. I've got my ratio locked, so I just have to hit the number once. I'm going to go ahead and hit P, which really doesn't matter. I just do it. I'm going to bring in indexing lines, and I'm going to put 4 indexing lines. And I've got snap to object on, so it's snapping right to them. So we've got 4 4-inch circles that we want to put, and there's no way to really snap it in there. So we need to move our indexing lines. So if we get out a calculator and we know that we want 2 4-inch, so that's 8 inches. But we started out with 12, minus the 8 is 4. And then we need 3 of those lines, or 3 movements. So we'd be divided by 3, and we get 1.3333. Now you could change it in Corel and do that, but we also need half the distance of the circle. So we need 3.333. Or nudge, 3.333. You can type as far as you want. Now we got our nudge factor set there, and we'll move this. I'm going to right arrow, left arrow, down arrow, up arrow. Now we'll make 4 of these, and we'll take and get right on the X in the center and have it snap to that indexing line or grid line. So that is equally spaced out, and we can even prove it with the parallel dimension tool. No matter what direction we come from, all the circles are 1.33 inches apart. Now, if we look at the difference in these two, this is totally different. This one is spaced out differently, but it's equal. And what I'm going to show you here is 1 inch on the sides. Now there's more distance in between. And there's a couple of ways you could do that. Probably the easiest way is to, let's just take these apart. Well, let's just start over. Let's start back in the middle again. Let's move this one out of the way. Let's turn off our guidelines so they won't be in our way. And let's draw a 12-inch circle. I was holding down the control key. Now I'm going to draw 6-inch circles. And you could also do this with squares and have it, let's actually do a 6-inch square. This might be a little bit easier for some people because this will snap to this corner. And then if you had a 4-inch circle, you could bring it into the center of that, and it'll stop in the center. It'll actually snap to the center. And then you could just Control D and move that over. We need to move let's back up so we won't have a duplicate. Put your nudge factor on 6 inches. Control D and make a duplicate, move that over. Control D and make a duplicate, move that over. And then get rid of your rectangles or your squares. And those are exactly like this one. So these are equally spaced out in the square, but there's more room between the two because we're doubling that. So the other way to do it would be to take a 6-inch circle. This is a little bit more difficult, but if you snap to there and see it'll right along that and then snap to that one, you actually need to hold down your control button as you're doing that so won't get off plane. And Control D and make a duplicate, nudge it over 6, grab these two, duplicate, and then just grab each one and make it a 4-inch circle. Because Corel will put it right where it belongs in the center when you change the size of an ellipse or a circle. And you've got the same effect. Now it's totally different than this one, so if we Control G and group that together, and Control G and group this together, and we put this one in the center of the page, look how our circles are completely different. So it all depends on what you think is spaced out accordingly. This is probably it, but it's just another way of looking at it. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.